So the video is quite long, so what we can do is we can actually identify a point in the video where we would like to cut the video. So
I think that's snakes. Hand in hand. It's okay, we just touch the back.
and so right there where we have the scene with the iguana ending, I'd like to cut it off right there. So what I've done, I've paused it, and so now what I want to do is I want to navigate back to the last frame. So you'll see we have some buttons over here on our preview window. There are two right on the edges. That is to navigate right to the end of the video and right to the front of it. Now, we don't want to use that right now. We want to use these two in the middle. These two are to navigate through the video frame by frame. So you'll see if I click on it, I can actually go frame by frame through the video. So I want to now edit this video and cut everything off after the scene with the iguana. So I just need to find that point. So that seems to be the last frame with the iguana. So I get it to that point, and then I use this button over here which is split the clip. So once I click on that, you'll see that the video is now halved. So there's this point and that point, and all I can do is click on this point and then hit the delete button on my keyboard, and all of that will be gone. So my video is substantially shorter now. So if I play it, you can see it starts with our photo.
Alright, ma'am. I think that's snakes. Hand in hand. It's okay, we just touch the back.
And we end off with our last image. Okay, so there we already have a basic edit on the timeline. We have introduction, we have the video, and we have the end. So what you'll notice is when we go from the image to the video,
Alright, ma'am.
from scene to scene, that is what we refer to as a rough cut in industry. So if you've watched TV or movies in the past, you'll know that when you go from one scene to the other, there's normally a very smooth transition from the one scene to the other, and it's exactly that, it's a transition. So in Windows Movie Maker we have a whole library of transitions that we can use to change from one scene to the other. So if I go up here, I can actually go and select transitions, or I can go to it from the side menu as well. So if I click here on view video transitions, these are all the transitions that I have available to use within Windows Movie Maker. And if you click on a transition, click on the play button in the preview window, you can actually see how the one scene will go to the next scene. This is a nice one, so I'm going to use this one. And to do that, all I do is I click on the transition, and transitions can only go in between scenes. You'll see if I try and throw it on a scene, it won't work. I have to place it between scenes. So I'm placing it between the image and the video. So now if I preview that, you will see
Alright, ma'am.
transitions from the one scene.
Alright, ma'am.
Okay, and I'm also going to include the same transition onto the scene where the video ends and the last photograph. It's easy to get carried away with transitions, but we recommend that you limit the amount of transitions you use in an edit, especially if you have a lot of them, because they can become distracting. So those are transitions. We can also apply effects to a video. Now, these are by no means Hollywood effects, so no thunder or magical things happening, but we can do some pretty cool things using the effects in Windows Movie Maker. One of the ones that I quite like is the old movie effect. Let's see if I click on it over here and I play it. It gives you that effect like it's a really old movie from the 1950s or even older. So an effect differs from a transition because you can actually, the effect you drag directly onto the video opposed to between scenes. So you'll see also once I've added the effect to the video, you will have a little star icon onto the video that it has been added to. So if I play our video now.
Alright, ma'am. What's happening with feeding? I think that's snakes. Head in hand. It's okay, just hold it.
Okay, so that is basically how you add an effect. So now we can also add titles to movies. To add a title, we go to our side menu and we say make titles or credits. Click on that. Okay, so once you've clicked on that, you will get the following options. You can add a title at the beginning of your movie. You can add a title before the selected clip, on the selected clip, after the selected clip, and credits at the end. So for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add one right at the beginning because I feel that all movies should have a title at the beginning. So what I do is I simply click on add title at the beginning and I then type some text in here. So I'm going to call it our summer holiday. Okay, so you'll see in the preview window by default that's how it's going to look like, and I must say that doesn't look very nice. So what we can do is we can actually change the title animation of it. So over here we click on change the title animation, and again we have a whole range of effects that we can play with. So we can just click and go through this list and find something that we like. That one's quite nice. I'm just going to click on that one, and then before I exit I can also edit the title text. So I can click on change the text font and color. When I click on that, you'll see that this is very similar to your other Microsoft applications. So I can choose a font that I like, something funky, cool. This one, I quite like this one, the Comic Sans. And you can decide if you want to bold, italic and underline your text. You can then choose the color. I'm going to choose a nice yellow. Say okay. You can also change the background color. I'm going to choose a nice green, give it that summer feeling. And then you can also set the transparency of your text. So if you wanted to, you can make your text transparent, and then you can change the size, so you can either increase the text size or decrease it. So you click on the increase button, it will increase it, and you can click on the decrease button to decrease it. Then if you have a lot of text on a title, you can also position it. You can align it to the left, to the center, or to the right. I'm very happy with my title right now, so I can now say done, add title to movie. So once I've clicked on that, you can see I have a title now at the beginning. So if I preview it, title opens and we have the picture. The video starting to play. So what I can do is I can actually just throw in a transition between those two scenes. Just going to use a nice fade, put it in there, jump back to the beginning. So our summer holiday, picture of video. What we could also do is we can add an effect onto this photo over here, video effects, and I'm going to do a nice ease in. So that's going to give it that zoom in effect onto the picture of the two girls. Okay, so you can hear while the video is playing that the sound on the video itself of the two girls is not that loud. We can actually manipulate that sound and make it a bit louder. All you need to do is right click onto the soundtrack and you'll see that the little menu that pops up as a volume option. We can click on the volume option and we can then adjust the volume level. So I can then move the slider to the right, thus increasing the sound, or to the left, reducing the sound. Say okay. You can see how the sound wave has been affected, and then, like I mentioned, you can also add music to your track. So we've included music. So let's go back to our folder, my edit, it's the name of our folder. We have some music. You simply click on the music and drag it down onto the timeline, and now we will have some music as well. So if we preview our edit now, so if for some reason the music is too loud and overwhelming the sound in the video, we can follow the same process as before. Right click, go to volume, and then we can reduce the volume of the music so that it doesn't conflict with the sound on the video. So before we export this video now, let's quickly just add another title right at the end. So what we can do is go to my titles and credits again, and we'll select the photo at the end, and this time we're going to say title on the selected clip. That means that the text title that we're going to create is going to appear on the clip itself, and I'm simply going to say the end, and I'm going to say done, because it saves the preferences of the title animation and font that you've chosen the first time. If you want to, you can edit and change it. I'm going to leave it the same, and I'm going to say done. and you'll see this time the title is placed in the title overlay track because there's no space for it in the actual video track as we have with the one at the beginning. If I click, you can also move that title around, so if you feel like you want it coming in a bit later, just click on it, grab it and drag it like that. Previous. Okay, the last thing that I'm noticing over here is that the music is quite long for our edit, so we need to trim that music down. So we just need to click and have it selected and then place our playhead right at the end of our video, and then we use our split tool again, click on it, and we delete all of that unnecessary music and hit the delete button on our keyboard and it will be gone. Now, to ensure that our music fades out nicely at the end, we need to just right click on the music track and place a fade out on it. So fade out, and you can hear there's a nice smooth ending to the music. So that basically is a edit in Windows Movie Maker.